everybody, it's your old pal Rob, and boy do I got a classic for you today. Now this is more of a review, not showing you how to play because there's 1,000 of those out there, but I wanted to show you something that has changed the way I think about how I play games a bit, and that is Expedition, the Ironclad edition from our good friends at Stonemaier Games. I'm gonna give you the cheap 5-cent tour of this game in case you don't know enough about it, but I highly suggest you check out my good friend Rodney Smith, and if you want to see how the solo plays on this, hopefully by the time you see this, and this is why I'm only giving you the nickel and dime tour of this, you'll see my live playthrough of this solo, which I hope works. If not, go check out Mike at One Stop Co-op. Really good guy, and really does a fantastic job, and really him and his team do a great job of this. So let's go down to the table, and then I want to come back, and I really want to talk a lot about this. So that's why I'm trying to rush through this part of it. So without further ado, if you really want to see how this game is played, go check out my boy, none other than the great Rodney Smith. Watch It Play does a fantastic job on this, as well as a nice solo. If you want to check out the solo variant, check out One Stop Co-op. Mike does a fantastic job, having a lot of fun playing it, and I think he does a great job. So, you know, in all honesty, I'm going to give you the nickel and dime tour. Okay, what you're trying to do, these are glory stars, okay, and you are trying to achieve a certain amount of things here to put your glory, and once that happens, you're going to trigger the end of the game. Here's the tricky part about that, okay? When you may start the end of the game and think that you've won, no, you've actually maybe even lost the game. You have to make sure that you have the most points. Coins are going to equate to victory points, more or less, in a lot of ways. You are going to be traveling through here and completing quests, trying to grab cards, get workers, so you can build up and get as much glory as humanly possible. While doing that, you are going to be initiating guild and power. You're going to be powering this up and spending it at the same time. The real neat mechanism of this whole game, and I'm just going to kind of run through this, is that you've got two characters, and this game just speaks, you know, if you are a fan of Scythe, this is such a different twist. You know, anybody could have just built, well, I could keep building expansions to Scythe until the sun comes home, but no, not Jamey Stegmaier. This is a guy, one of the smartest guys I know, that decided, hey, I'm going to build a sequel, and I'm going to make it really fun and more quest driven, more adventure driven. And that's what he's done here. You're going to have two characters. They're going to, where you put them on the board at the beginning of the game is going to be over here. You are going to try to get them played over here, and then you are going to collect the resources from that. Like for instance, here you would get Guile, excuse me. So you start at 0, you would grab 1 if you were able to play this card. Now, how do you get into this thing? The way this works is that you are going to start refreshed at the beginning of the turn, and you're going to come here, and you're going to be able to move, where you are going to take your mech and you are going to move someplace. You're going to be able to play a card and do some actions, or you're going to be able to gather, depending on where you land. As you can see, there's a couple of symbols here. You can gather cards, you can gather workers. For instance here, wow, I would like a blue worker, okay? And the slash down the middle means either you take either or, a yellow or a blue worker. There's all types of different workers that you can end up with, and different colors, which are going to react differently to different cards, okay? Now, in doing this, okay, after you do that and you gather, okay, and then your turn comes up again, well, guess what? This moves down here. So now you can only move and gather, okay? Or maybe you moved it here. I just want to play a card and I want to gather some more resources, okay? Or I want to move and play a card. Boy, if I move over here, this'll whoops, that'll be good for me because boy, I want to play a card. Okay, and then I can stay there another turn and possibly move, because I mean, if you leave the move open, you have to move, and you're going to move your thing, or you can come back and refresh. Okay, and that means that you will bring your cards back over to this side. Okay, and then be able to come over and start and play all those three things. Now on each corner of this board here, as you can see over here, 4, you're going to try to grab these cards. You're going to try to go through here and grab things. And what you're going to do is you're going to try to grab whatever cards or these tokens here and discovering new land, because over here, in order to get the glory, well, you need 5 of those. If you discover 5 of those, well, you'll get to put one of your glory chips there. If you do 4 quests and complete them and assign them here, because they slide underneath, and the really neat thing, and I want to show you very quickly, is that also included are these little things so you can slide those cards very easily under there. So if you get 4 of those, well, guess what, folks? You are going to claim glory there, okay? And you're going to be able to add up the points and things that you attribute from here. When you play a card onto the other side here, and the reason I'm doing it this way is because this is so massive that there's no way I can actually get this all on camera. If you decide to play a worker, for instance, here, and it may give you an ability, if you have a worker here, you can play them over here as long as they're on this side of here. And if you have a certain amount of glory, that when you go to play this and you go get your resources, well, if you have that much glory, you're going to be able to get that much more. Like I would get 2 of this guild, and then I would get 1 power. You're going to be able to, like I said, spend that power. And there's different things that you're going to be able to do. As you grab cards, there's other things that you're going to be able to do that give you an ability on this card. You're going to want to stop and go to a certain tile here that will have where you can meld part of the meteorite into here, and you will get that bonus. Okay, and then every time you do it, you stack up these cards until you have 4, but you will get that bonus every single time, and some will just give you money, which at the end of the game, as I said, counts as victory points. And of course, if you are able to do 4, you will be able to lay down a glory point, but you want to time all that out. Okay, there's also another way that you can get points, and that's by exploring. And as you explore up here, you are going to be turning this over. Okay, and as you can see, there are a couple of things here. Well, you can take care of this meteorite and meld something with your meteorite, but the problem is that you'll see this +5. You are going to take and pull out of this bag, and like I said, you are building up your power in your guild, because I have to get +5 here, and well, I got a 5 here, but let's just say I got a 4, okay, here, and I'm going to pull this tile a little closer so you can see exactly what I'm doing. A 4, and then another 4. Okay, these tiles add up. If you get 7 of these tiles, you are going to, not only do you get victory points for every 2 that you defeat, but you are clearing the land of any kind of corruption, and you are going to be spending your powers. And say we're all jacked up over here. I want to beat that one. Well, I can go down to 2. That'll take care of that, and I can also beat that one too, and take care of that. Now I've collected these, and they are going to sit on my thing. If I get 7 of these, well, I'm going to get another glory point, plus whatever victory points at the end of the game. Not only that, but now if I'm on here, I can use this ability to mold this meteorite into underneath my card. Gain $1 per active card, so up to a max of 3. That's fantastic, because that's more glory points that I am going to get. And boy, we'll just throw more glory points on there, and you are off and running. You are going to play until, as I said, the 4 glories, which triggers the end of the game, and then whoever has the most points win. But it's the adventure and the compellingness of this game that really works and does a lot of really interesting things. It has a lot of feel to a lot of games that I really love. Slay the Spire and a couple of other games that you just get this feeling that you were building this engine, and it really just appeals to you. The solo game is absolutely fantastic as well, and that's why I say go check out One Stop Co-op Shop. You are going to be playing with the automaton, and these miniatures are absolutely gorgeous, by the way, and I really enjoyed painting these. This is from the Ironclad edition, the metal edition, and the paint went on them just as great. And it just gives a lot of feel for me for the thing. You don't have to paint yours. But you are going to play with 2 additional mechs, and you're going to be turning over these cards, and they are going to be trying to achieve certain things, and the more glory that they get, the more glory points that they get, they're going to be constantly moving, getting in your way, sucking up points, taking things away, and there are a couple of different levels. I suggest you start with the first level, beat that, and then go right to the 5th level and do it up, because you have a short amount of turns, and it is going to kick the living bejesus out of you, I promise you that, and they're going to get a certain amount of glory for everything. So it really becomes competitive, and it is a great solo game, and I really do love this a lot. So that is the nickel and dime tour of this. Like I said, there are 1,000 videos out about this masterpiece, but you know, for me to just sit here and just chomp away about it and go over everything, I think it would be silly. What you really want to hear is what I have to say on the other side of this, because we're not only going to talk about this game, but we're just going to talk about Stonemaier Games, period, and how they changed my way of looking at things and how they've moved me. So let's go up top, and let's get on out of here, folks. You know, most of my life, folks, and this may be long-winded. That's why I kind of rushed through the first 2 parts of this. But most of my life, when I play games, it's either hack and slash, let's go find the monster and kill it, or guns a-blazing, or gladiators slashing something, or spies, or dungeon crawls, or zombies, and things like that. And I've been very much a guy that is it's almost like an action film type of thing when it comes to, Car Wars, Blood Bowl, things like that. When I got the opportunity to take a look at this, now I've played Scythe, and I've always played it with 4 people. And it wasn't until this game coming out and I got this into my thing, that I was really, I wanted to go back to it. I never owned an edition of it, but I always would play it with friends, and I really loved it. I just felt, this is a game that I need to play with 3 to 4 people. I'm going to tell you something. This is maybe one of my most favorite solo games of all time. Expedition, and I've gone back and I brought everything in. I told Jamey, I go, oh my god, I want to play Scythe, and it brought me back to Scythe, and now I'm playing that solo, and I'm getting a lot out of it. Jamey it has to be considered one of the greatest minds in board gaming, and I'm going to tell you why. There is a positivity and passion from this man that just goes beyond the games. Now, you guys know Wingspan, which he brought under his wing Elizabeth Hargrave, who is probably one of the nicest people, and I had one of the best moments I ever had was her watching over me interviewing one of her people over her game, and I just it was for BGG, and I just had so much fun with Terry, who her and I had an amazing chemistry, and I always liked her because of her painting and everything like that. And just it just meant something to me. but I always admired her. You look at Wingspan, okay? Where can you get away from the world and play a game about birds? Well, I started playing that again. Why? It meant something to me because my aunt, she only met my son once, and she gave him this book about birds. And it showed all the different birds when we lived up in the Northeast. He was a small boy back then. Now he's a man and has children. But I'll never forget that. It was the only time he's seen her, and I've only seen her twice in my life. And she lives somewhere in Pennsylvania. I don't know if she's still alive now, which is sad, but it is what it is. The point I'm making is that you can make games that are not this violent. You know, it doesn't have to be all this guns a-blazing, swords a-swinging, and tell a beautiful story. Look at viticulture and tapestry, which I'm starting to investigate from this wonderful man and his wonderful company. And I'm moved by these games. In the same way I was with Everdell, it just brings a peace within me. And this game here, Expedition, really speaks to something about being adventurous, doing things for the glory of just going into the unknown. And it just, you know, you don't need the combat. You don't need this. You can remove corruption and for the good of things. And it just really is an amazing and positive game, and a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful sequel to what is already one of the greatest classics of all time, Scythe. You know, a lot of times you would think, you know, and it'll happen with a lot of movies. You know, you've got that car movie that's up to number 10, or in Mission Impossible 27, you know, where they just drag something out. This doesn't do that. Instead of just kind of adding on to the Scythe, or maybe and saying, well, this is a different part of land, this is Scythe 2. No, we take and we do something totally different, something unique, something beautiful, and something just that pulls you in. The adventure, the heart of what man really should be, the goodness, the adventuring, the wanting, not so much conquest as much as to just discover and all the good qualities, and you feel it here. You feel that's what he's going for. I've watched this channel, okay, Jamey's channel, and I've been watching more of it lately since I've gotten this game. And you see the positivity, the warm smile welcoming you into this channel. This is why he's successful. Because he believes in what he does. He enjoys what he does. He's not some guy trying to make every dime that he can off you and milk every dime out of you. He's trying to give you an experience and something that moves him. When he goes to St. Louis and he plays with all his fans at the Gateway, okay, or people that he just gets time to just sit there and play games and watch people, because that's what he does. He sees how you react. He watches different things. He plays a lot of games, and this is his passion that he's taken and put into the Stonemaier and has made a juggernaut. And it is one of the biggest and best companies out there in the world right now, because of what it means and what it does for so many people. And how he does it. The strive for perfection. You see it in every instant. I mean, he could easily just let those little boards go and just go, well, you know, just pick up the card a little bit. But no, why not we put a little tab here, okay, so and make it easier and enhance your experience, instead of taking away from you concentrating on what and then taking a few minutes and go, okay, I gotta try to get all these cards back under here. Okay, now what's going on? No, slide the card underneath, concentrate on your next action. That's a passion for people. That's a passion for and pride of his game and everything that it does. And the more I learn by playing his games, I learn more about the man. I watched the YouTube channel. I learned more about the man in this company, and I can't help but admire this man. I can't help but really just go, wow. You know, how did this go by me? How did all these wonderful things go over my head? Because I was too busy concentrating on the or slash, oh, there's a dragon, let's go kill it and get some experience and beef up. Instead of taking a look at somebody that is just taking different pieces of life and building them into a game and exuding this passion. Maybe I'm wrong about how he sees things, but this is what I get from it. This is how I see things. And I'm sharing this with you. So do yourself a favor, okay? You may not be a Sky fan, or you may watch this channel for all the, car wrecks and painting of giant killer monsters or storm giants. Oh, let me see, I could pull one right out right here, and stuff like that are going to take over the world, just cause bedlam and end the world. Or you can join this ride with me that I'm going on, where I am just really just enjoying some things that really bring out the adventure without the destruction. The meaning of what it is to be adventurous. Expedition, excuse me, I have a tough time saying that because partially I have a hard time hearing myself. And I have a hard time talking, period. It really is what it says. We are going out and we are venturing into the unknown. And it's a wild ride. Go out, pick this up, get your hands on it, and see what I'm feeling and things like that. Either go to Stonemaier Games. It'll be at Miniature Market soon, I would assume. And anywhere that you can get it, and it has to be considered one of those games of the year, and it's got a tough crowd this year, but this company is something special, and I'm going to go out and get Tapestry. I'm going to go out and get some of these other games that the Realms game I'm really interested in. And just learning more about this man and this company, and I'm fascinated. I am here, and I want to learn more. And I'm going to keep watching his channel. Go check out his channel, which is just absolutely fabulous. It deserves every accolade that it gets, and every subscriber count it gets. I can't help but watch and admire this company and this great man. Go out, get this game. When I tell you it has one of my highest recommendations ever, get it. It's one of those games that after you play it, you are going to sit there and you are going to walk away from it, and the next day that you're going to wake up, you're going to be thinking about that game that you played last night. You've had those experiences. Trust me when I tell you, this is one of those experiences that will happen with when you play this game. So definitely check it out. I don't know how many people will watch this, because when this comes out, there's going to be 5,000 of these reviews out there. But I can tell you this much: this is a review from my heart, and this means something to me. So I hope you watch this, and I hope you enjoy this. And until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon.